it's Tracy Jackson, also known as the Spiritual Cheerleader, coming to you with your card of the week this week. This week, I really wanted to pull from a deck that I hadn't pulled from before, but one that I really, really love, and it's Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron-Reid. When I first got this deck, I did a I guess ritual, if you will, to ask the deck how it would serve me. And this deck was basically telling me that it would kind of show me those things that were hidden. It was the mystical, kind of manifestation deck, in the sense of showing me things that I needed to see, or things that I needed to do to get in alignment with what it was that I was wanting to call into being. So, saying all that, this deck is and I feel like all of Colette's decks do this. They're not going to necessarily all be messages of positivity. And I saw a post yesterday that said, like, spirituality doesn't mean like you don't have negative emotions or that everything's positive. And I have to agree with that. I feel like when we're bypassing those negative emotions, or not really addressing those negative emotions, and trying to act all, love and light, like it's disingenuous to the human experience, but it's also you're not able to grow through the pain or whatever it is that you're going through. So the card that we got, getting right along to it, is the Hungry Ghost. And if you see at the top of the card, it says it deals with obsession, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. And the concept of the Hungry Ghost, it's something that is in Buddhist lore. Hungry ghosts were typically kind of like demon or ghost like figures who had done something that was dubious in life, such as stealing or being greedy, or something that was just really not of the caliber of what you would want to do in that time period. But they did these things, and so because of their appetite, desire that kind of ran amok in life, they were relegated to being and having this insatiable hunger in the afterlife, right? That's the whole concept of the Hungry Ghost. And so this card, I say all that not to scare you, but this card really speaks to those hungers inside of us that won't be filled, that void, that thing within us that we feel and might be trying to feed from a more materialistic standpoint, versus really trying to work through it, getting to the root cause and trying to heal it. One of the examples that really comes to mind for me is one that I experienced myself, was this idea of feeling unworthy, or feeling like I was not enough. And so I accumulated enough. I would buy things to feel happy, to feel and kind of fill this void that I had within, that told me I was unworthy, that I couldn't have enough, that I would never get the things that I wanted or whatever. I filled that void. Would never be happy. I filled that void by buying things. And I bought a lot of crap that I'm now ending up getting rid of. But it was because I was trying to to fill and fulfill an insatiable hunger, a hunger that could not be filled. And it wasn't until I really addressed that for myself, really looked in the mirror and said, okay, I don't want this obsession. I really want to work on this, that I realized what I was doing and was able to correct it. And that's what the card is talking about. It's talking about those things that we're obsessive over, those things that we are just so attached to, that it has become a problem for us. And it feeds some kind of hunger in us that we cannot fill. You know, on the spiritual side of this, and this is just coming to me right now, one of the areas that I feel like Spirit is wanting me to bring to light is the area of even spirituality. So many of us get caught up in, like, you know, we've got to go to this place and we've got to go to this retreat and we've got to see this teacher and we've got to do that. And it's great if, like, you know, do it, but don't do it because you're trying to bypass some feeling that you need to feel, or that you're trying to not address some issue inside of you that you really need to address. That's what this card is really kind of speaking about, and it came upright, so it's actually in the ally form, and so it's really you know, warning you, or, you know, kind of giving you that signal to say, don't go down that path of feeling like you have to fulfill these desires that will never be fulfilled. Don't get so caught up in being in the future or obsessive about what's happened in the past. Really be present in your moment right now, because literally that's how we actually do get the things that we want, is by being present. We can't really you know, manifest from the future or the past. We have to be present for that. And so if we're obsessing about the past, or if we're worried about the future, we can't really focus on the present and focus on what we can do in the now to help us to get to the future that we want to call into being. So this card is really asking you to take a really firm look at yourself and say, like, what is it that I might be obsessing over? What is it that I might need to let go of right now? Obviously, the full moon in July, we did some massive releasing. Obviously, Mercury retrograde just ended. We had a whole period of things that needed to be, you know, we could reevaluate, review, and let go. And as August has come in, we've kind of gotten this forward momentum, but it's not too late to really look at those things that you need to let go. So that's what this card is calling you to do this week. Take the time, sit down, do it this week. Find out what it is that you're obsessing over. Find out what it is that you need to let go of, and find that thing, if there is that thing that is causing you that insatiable hunger. And instead of feeding that hunger with what you have been feeding it with, ask for guidance on what you can do to get to the root cause of why you even have that hunger, so that you can basically eliminate the hunger for that thing that you're feeding in a negative way. All right, so I hope that helps you guys this week. Hope this message resonated. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. Feel free to subscribe. I think it's on this side. Or check out some of my videos. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment here on YouTube or on Instagram. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye.